When you claim your Africanness, you're going to get your mind back. Black and I'm proud. Black and I'm proud. When you claim your Africanness, you're going to get your mind back. Black and I'm proud. Claim your Africanness. Black and I'm proud. I'm telling you. When you claim your Africanness, you're going to get your mind back. Black and I'm proud. Claim your Africanness. Black and I'm proud. I'm telling you. When you claim your Africanness, you're going to get your mind back. Black and I'm proud. Claim your Africanness. Black and I'm proud. I'm telling you. Become a part of it. Embrace it. Become a part of it. Embrace it.
Embrace it.
Become a part of it. Embrace it. Become a part of it. Embrace it. When you claim your Africanness, you're going to get your mind back. Black and I'm proud. Claim your Africanness. Black and I'm proud. I'm telling you. When you claim your Africanness, you're going to get your mind back. Black and I'm proud. Claim your Africanness. Black and I'm proud. I'm telling you. When you claim your Africanness,
Peace, 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 and blessings, family. Dr. Daw is in the building with QueenA B. We are back in full effect. At least we think so. You know, me and Sister Queen just had some conversations and on the behind the scenes about some things. But we're here. You know, we out here in these streets. You know, it's the early fall. I guess it's still summer, but you know how it is. Soon as school come back, you know, it's autumn, you know, for your autumn folk that don't say fall. It's not fall, it's autumn. So it's, you know, it's that time of year where it can be chilly during the day and it get hot in the middle of the day. And you want to take all this blackness off with long sleeves and things like that. But family, peace and power. We have a show tonight. We have an episode tonight that you know, we're going to flow with it. You know, Sister Queen is presented some things, and, you know, we're looking at these pictures and all these type of things. But let's talk about it. Queen, introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, people. Greetings from the chat. Now I'm in the South Carolina studios, and it's a pleasure to be with you guys tonight. We got a heck of a topic to talk about. I'm excited because this is going all over social media. It's everywhere. So what's up, everyone? I hope y'all ready. Jump in the chat. Don't hold back. We are going to put the link in because I know some people want to come on stage tonight. And let's talk about this thing. Low functioning men, good versus the bad.
So what is it? Low functioning men?
Yeah. Let me tell you how it kind of came about. Dr. Bryant, Bryant, she sat down with Cam Newton. She also sat down with Nick Cannon. And, you know, they're talking about their propensity to make children, procreate, and not be married. And I want to first do a disclaimer. This is not an attack on Black men. I'm sitting with a Black man. I love Black men. Black men are special. This is to enhance our community and to make our community more viable for us to understand our behavior. And if Black men are displaying behaviors, then we gotta talk about that because they are the primal piece of our community. So this is not an attack on Black men. This is an attack on behavior because if we want to, I really could have put on the thing. I could have put Trumpy. Trumpy got kids with 3 different women. Our present to be 3 different ladies. So he's procreated. Muskie. We can put this. Every group is doing this. So this ain't a phenomenon of Black men. Let's be clear. But we want to understand is if you're procreating and you're having children, and Cam said he has 8 kids with 3 different women, and he's more afraid of divorce than having kids. So he'd rather have kids because they're being married. So he'd rather have his children, and he wants more kids. And she kind of made it real for him really quick. So that's what happened this week, and that's what everyone's talking about.
Who has 3 kids with?
8. Let's get it right.
Oh, who has 3 kids with? Who has
Cam Newton?
8 kids. Who is that?
The former quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, and then he went throughout the league at the end of his career. Very popular guy. He came out of Auburn. Came into the league, beat the league up. Bad football player. So he's retired now. He has 8 kids with 3 different women. Nick Cannon, I think, has 8 kids or so, maybe 7 plus.
So is this what the title was alluding to? Low functioning men.
She called him a low functioning man, Dr.
Who is
Bryant.
she? Dr. Bryant.
Dr.
Who is Dr.
Dr.
Bryant? Who is
Cheyenne,
Dr. Bryant?
Lord have mercy. I don't know. She's a doctor. She's a psychotherapist.
Hey,
That's the best I
hey,
can say.
okay. I mean, so is she like really hot in these streets right now? It's popular
Right
type of
now,
person.
she's popping. She sat down with Nick. She sat down, I'm sure with a few people, but those two interviews pop and
Oh,
Cam Newton lately, just recently with Cam Newton.
and she
Talk
called
about
them
his low
she called
functioning
them low
men.
functioning men. Oh, did she call them low functioning men to their faces?
Of course. That's
Oh, she
why we had
did.
a rage. Yeah, that's why black men are in a rage. Everybody got their panties all bunched because she
Oh
came for that.
man.
But what she didn't say, she did not say that low functioning men are not functioning with high functioning women. It's saying low functioning men are functioning with low functioning women. She said that. She said the reason why they're
Mm-hmm.
able, Nick and Cam and Future has, I think, 10 kids with 10 different women, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, these and money does not
Okay. I
mean you should
mean,
just procreate.
so
So what?
money doesn't mean that you should just procreate.
No,
Oh,
um,
so she called them low functioning men. How did they respond to that?
they didn't think they were. They think that there were men who were taking their time, as Cam said, or they work very well in this what they call low functioning space. They work very well in it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Okay. So family, come up in the building. Let's talk about this low function man. Give me an idea what's going on. I'm actually looking for the clips. Sister Queen sent me the clips. I actually just started back full time in practice as myself, and also started at Bowie State University as an adjunct professor. I resigned from my full time professorship at Waynesburg University. I might do some part time stuff there, but nonetheless,
You
I'm
teaching
I'm
black
excited.
peoples now. You teach about black kids. I love it. I love it. Teach our children. Let's go.
Well, yeah, it's a lot more chocolate going on at Bowie. And we do it's the reverse of what I had at Waynesburg.
I don't
So
under,
instead
I
of
just don't understand why you got to go past Morgan. The
because
flyers.
the
Wait a
people
minute.
in
The
people
flyers HBCU in Maryland to go to Bowie. I don't get it, but carry
well
on.
the reality is that I think Bowie respects African Senate scholarship.
Ooh, I'm gonna. Ooh, we're gonna move on.
you know
Oh, we're gonna move on. It's
literally, I'm in
yeah. Hooks
Baltimore.
Nubian. We moving on. Hooks Nubian said the low functioning men that many of these women like. I don't know if that's true.
So
I don't think
I mean,
many
I
women
guess
like low functioning men. I think women, unfortunately, have some low functioning tendencies too, Brother Hooks. And these type of men who we're talking about are rich men. They have money. They have access. Women
uh,
love those men, regardless if they're low or high functioning. So we got to be clear who we dealing with.
mm, I'm
Yeah.
curious to what qualifies them as low functioning men.
Men
Uh,
who she said that they
what?
had broken home, that he is comfortable. He said he's taking his time, but she said, but you're active. You're comfortable in procreation, but uncomfortable then in making a home for your children. You're housing all of these women with these three women with your children, but no one's in a home. So no one. So you're not these. You don't have access fully to your children. You might be a good dad. You might be present, but you don't fully have access
Hmm.
because you continue to procreate and put children in houses instead of build homes for children. She said
Yeah,
that's a low functioning movement.
yeah.
Let's let's
I don't know
let's put
much
up what
about.
JD Fact said. This is
Yeah,
Dr. Shine
as you put
Bryant.
that up, I don't know much about what they're saying, but from what I'm hearing thus far, I would probably have to agree with the way that you articulate it. There is definitely a lack of accountability. In fact, I think it's a misusage of power that we see before us in these brothers. They realize that money and or celebrity brings a
Mm-hmm.
certain level of influence, and hence
Yes.
they are utilizing it to their sexual pleasure and advantage because they can afford to be unbridled. They can
Yep.
afford to be, they can just afford to just do some things. I mean, I'm not even sure how much and how long and how long they can afford these things because everything
Hmm.
doesn't look, everything is on the surface doesn't always is not what's going on in the dark. But let's see what JT Fact said.
Said Dr. Sean Bryant is a psychology expert, renowned life coach, and co-producer of MTV's nominated Best Unscripted Reality Show, Teen Mom Family Reunion.
Hold up, did JT just write that up off the top of his head, or did he?
He probably found that
I hope
somewhere.
he copied and pasted that because if not, I'm beginning to think that you work for her brother JT. He got that thing written up pretty nice. Hey JT, when you go on the next on somebody else's chat board, make sure you if somebody say who's he, you write something nice like that. Go ahead.
You said you wanted to know who he was. Thank you, JT, because he should know. But thank you.
I
That's so.
should
That's
know.
that's you should know. This is your compadre
Hold on. Why should I know?
because she
Is
is
is Cayenne
she's a
Bryant?
she's a psycho something, right?
That doesn't mean I have to know and shouldn't know everybody. I focus on certain specific type of psychotherapy. Is a she, right?
It's a she. I don't know anything about her. I just
Yeah.
know that she
Oh yeah.
sits down with these
I'm
big
a,
guys. That's all I know.
okay. I'm thinking we have a delay because it's like it takes a little time for you to respond to me. So pardon, it might be on my end.
I don't think I
So
would do that. I might. I was just listening, trying to realize if I know her. It says
oh
Dr.
okay.
Bryant is the president of the NAACP branch 1069, founder of Dr. Bryant Institute, founder of Dr. Bryant Foundation, author of the award-winning reader's favorite five-star book, Mental Detox. Thank you, JT.
Mm, okay.
Keep putting it
Okay.
down
Okay.
for us. So she
JT is
is.
doing the. So she says these guys are toxic.
She says they're low functioning, but she said there's low functioning women too, and that's why they're able to survive. I mean, if you look
What you?
at okay,
What?
Boosie has 8 children with 6 women.
Who is
Future has
this?
7. Boosie, little Boosie, or Boosie, whatever his name. Boosie, he has
Boozy.
8. He has 8 children with 6 women.
Who is little
Future
Boozy?
has 7 kids with 7 women.
Oh
Cam
God.
Newton has 8 kids with
Mm-hmm.
3 women, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not sure what Nick has. Trumpy has 5 kids with 3 women. So even the
But you,
president's doing it.
but you saying that they take care of these women?
I would think.
So
I don't see any of them coming out like throwing because women will throw some charcoal out here if they weren't taking care of them. So I think that they have some semblance of relationship with the mothers and the children, which is fine, but it still doesn't make the behavior to me.
I guess to some degree I think it could be taking advantage of someone, but it could also be it could be that they also agree to this.
Well, that's what a lot has been saying. I mean, she said you could not do this if the women weren't low functioning. So the women are allowing this because of their issues too, their trauma laden issues, because she said that Cam is being selfish. So the women, at some degree, are selfish too. They know they're not going to get a man that's going to marry them and stay with them. They're just going to procreate, and they have enough money to take care of them. So there's a level of low functioning on both sides. As Hook says,
Okay.
what is high functioning man or woman? I think, what do you think that is? I think that's a person who functions in their higher self, where their carnality has discipline, and it's not something that is a card or has money attached to it. What is a high functioning man or woman to you, Da?
Yeah, I'm kind of a little lost when I think about this high functioning word. I'm sorry, family. I'm not into pop culture much, and I didn't get a chance to look at these videos. But I don't even like the word. Now that I think about it, it reminds me of Kevin Samuels, and
Mm.
his his ideas around a high value man and a high value this and a high value that. Now, I guess this is high functioning. Family, we put the link in the chat. So if you are interested in coming on and helping this conversation flow, just come on in. Just come on in. But, you know, I don't, I mean, to me, again, you know, I said again.
I said, we just getting started. Come on in.
Yeah. I don't think we can. I think functionality is a major. It covers a lot of areas, so that's why I'm like needing specificity, right? And I see this little clip here. I almost want to play it, just to see who she is. Cause I see, is she a young lady like with like a ponytail and some Floyd, like some like a weave type of thing?
I'm not sure.
She's sitting on the couch.
Sometimes
with, Nick
her
Cannon.
hair is out, but I sent you a thing with her, 2 things with her, a Cam and Nick. So you have them both.
Yeah. So yeah. So I think it's very difficult for me to just say what is high functioning, what is not high functioning. What are we measuring? I would ask, right? I'm gonna play this clip. I don't know what it's saying, but I want to play the clip just because I want to kind of get a little bit of understanding about who she is and a little bit more about her, so we can talk about it. Can you hear that?
You can hear it, you can't see it.
Is it on the screen?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's not on the screen?
Who's
done the work?
I'm trying to hear what this high-functioning woman is.
But a high-functioning woman, you cannot send a jet and be toxic, and she will go on the
She
jet.
don't know I'm toxic yet.
A high-functioning woman wouldn't even attract.
Like this, Queen?
What's that?
I'm trying to figure, do we have to push the button like that? I think there's a bit of a little delay. Do you see it down there? Can you pull it up, Queen?
I can.
Yeah, see if
That
you can
person
pull it
would
up,
want a
'cause
strong,
I'm having a problem with pulling it up.
not a low-functioning man.
Okay, yeah, I'm having some functionality issues over here.
Well, once you start it, restart it, and then I'll pull it up.
Okay, so I'm going to rebuff it. I just rebuffed it, and I'll do it again.
Who's worked on their trauma?
Are still going to be vulnerable.
They're going to be vulnerable.
They're going to be vulnerable. They still going to yearn. And late at night when you're sleeping alone, you go, I wish I had a strong man.
What's that? Can you turn your presentation over? I know.
Turn the presentation over.
But you're speaking from your experience, which makes it better.
I'm saying,
because your experience of these women is that they fall short for a jet and a good meal and a good man who says he goes to church.
And strong hands.
And let me go further, and probably a big penis. But okay, so let me go. But again, a high functioning. I'm not even talking about value. A high functioning woman who's done the work.
I'm trying to hear what this high functioning woman is.
But a high functioning woman, you cannot send a jet and be toxic, and she will go on the
She don't know I'm toxic yet.
A high-functioning woman wouldn't even attract, who gain a sense of self, who's worked on their pain pockets, who's worked on their trauma.
Are still going to be vulnerable.
They're going to be vulnerable.
They're going to yearn. And late at night when you're sleeping alone, you go, I wish I had a strong man.
They're going to be imperfect, but that person would want a strong, healthy, functioning man, not a low-functioning man.
A nigga with some good hands.
Not a low-functioning man. No, that's what I'm saying is the difference. But
every woman, you can't, Doc, you can't sit here and say that.
But you're speaking from your experience, which makes it better.
I'm saying,
because your experience of these women is that they fall short for a jet and a good meal and a good man who says he goes to church.
And some strong hands.
And let me go further, and probably a big penis. But okay,
you said it,
so let me go. But again, a high functioning.
All right.
Okay, so I think I think it looped, but I don't know if that was a clip that was I guess conducive to what we're talking about here. If it is, I have to agree with her. I mean, just in that clip, I haven't seen a lot, but it seems like Nick Cannon is playing games. Like he seems like he's even joking about it. I'm not sure. I didn't see the entire show, but to, you know, it sounds like he's playing. It sounds
He's
like
playing,
he's
yeah.
childish. He's childish, and she's being serious about what it is. And he's like, well, and she want. What he said, something about some good hands or some good head. What's he
strong
saying?
hands. He didn't say head, baby. He said strong hands.
Some strong hands meaning what?
I mean, a man with strong hands. I mean, I guess he rubbed a woman down. I can't. I can't tell you what that means, but you know, strong hands mean they can rub, touch, pick up, whatever. Use them hands, baby.
Okay, what do you take? Tell me what your thoughts are, Queen.
Well, it's twofold. It's really good or bad. Some might say the women are allowing these men to ravage their bodies, to have babies with them, all because they got cash, and that I think is a extremely motivating factor for the women. Is that these are supposed to be high value men with money, access, and power. So that does say something. And then I hear men say it takes two to tango. It does. But I also hear the men speak like Cam and Nick. They're the only two that I've heard speak about it. I've never heard Future or Boosie a little. Boosie talks a lot, but not Future talk about it. But they sound like they are selfishly protecting themselves. And really, they're hurt men just using what they have, their money, their power, and their penis. That's the truth. And they can have babies and they can afford the baby. So in this society, if you have money, your morals and values don't matter. And that's a problem. And I think that's where we're at. It's like, because these people have money and they have, like you said, a level of celebrity, then I heard a guy say, get the GFOH, because if that man is spending time with his kids, who cares? He got money, he can buy them anything. And that's unfortunately our take is our positioning on money and things are more important than development of whole, loving, dynamic children.
Yeah. Because before you said that, I was just saying, is anyone talking about the children, the outcomes of their upbringing, the outcomes and how successfully they will be psychosocially, mentally, spiritually, physically, even as a result of these type of relationships.
Yeah.
I've only saw this short clip of Nick Cannon, but to me it seemed like he was laughing at things that probably didn't deserve to be laughed at. Unless he was just clowning. But the problem I have with that, if he's a serious person at times, he comes across with that. What's that thing on his head?
I think the clowning is his superpower. That's how he gets in with everybody. He's happy. He's funny. He's not a bad-looking guy. So all of that gets him in, and then he devours you.
Oh, he literally said they don't know I'm toxic until.
Yep.
So I if he was really talking about himself, or he was just like using that hypothetically, or you know.
No, he was talking about himself. If you hear the whole clip, it says it's his superpower. His superpower is being able to come in and make you feel he'll be anything that you need him to be. Then he said, I get them draws and I'm gone.
So what's her job to do there? Is try to convey to him that he needs to change?
I don't know how they got together. She I think she came on his show.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not
she
sure.
Was on his show.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she was on both of their shows. She was on Cam's show on Funky Friday. So they just did it Friday. His clip is more serious because he's actually, and he listened to her. He didn't interrupt. He didn't feel it. He didn't act like he was attacked. And he fully thought that what he was saying made sense until she broke it down in very, very layman's terms, that you're selfish, that you're thinking of yourself, and he didn't understand it, but I think he got it at the end.
Well, that makes sense though, because a lot of brothers don't really see how selfish we are. Yeah, we don't often know how selfish men are brought up, especially I'm going to say my generation at least, and even now, men and boys. I'm going to call us boys at that point because we're selfish. At that point, I'm going to say boys. Or males, as Dr. Naim Akbar speaks about. Well, boys, boys, because boys like to have fun. That's what Dr. Naim Akbar speaks about in his book, Visions for Black Men. And lots of times we see boys think if they can produce a function of looking like a man, as long as they make the bread, everybody should just shut up and be quiet.
Yep.
And I mean, there's women who believe that as well, but emotionally, most women are starving who have these boys that they're living with. And sadly, lots of us men don't realize that we're doing anything out of order. We believe as long as I make the bread, I'm doing my duty as a man, which is, see, I think part of it is cultural, and what we continue to hear, even from sisters, is men are to be providers and protectors.
Yeah.
We never say men are to be nurturers and lovers and caregivers and all that, but we say that the men need to be providers and protectors, and then somehow we make men these two things, and then somehow we want him to hug us, care for us, spend time with us, be present with us, you know, and all these type of things. So even mothers, and I mean, just the society, fathers, the absence of fathers, the whatever it is, the culture that we're in creates the thinking that many of us have. I often tell men that because we just can't see it. So imagine you got some money in your hand. You got some money. Money and power and influence can make you think you're smarter than what you truly are.
Ooh. You better say it.
See, you, like, for example, you can be so cocky because you made money or somebody allowed you to make money that you think you're more intelligent than the expert that you're sitting across the seat from. And that's what I saw on the couch there in that little clip.
Yep.
Whereas he thought he could intellectually hang with her. I don't even know the sister, but I'm assuming from what I heard in that little clip that she was a lot more intellectually and emotionally evolved than Nick Cannon.
Her emotional intelligence. He doesn't have emotional intelligence. You can see. But I'm sorry for interrupting. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
You can see his lack of emotional intelligence, his lack of empathy for women and his own children.
Yeah, he literally was laughing. You can see that the little boy was coming out of him.
The little boy is coming. He has 12 children with 6 women. It's crazy.
And sad to say that he's also right. And I'm saying the doctor sister is right, but he's also right. I sit with women all day, and there's women who has evolved, but there's lots of women who come into my counseling room, and they're the most beautiful women. I'm talking about inside and out. But literally, at this point in their lives, they want to know what they can get from a man. And in fact, some of them wanted the love, the care, the holding hands, but they said, I let that fantasy go. I just need him to take care of me. I need him to throw the pipe, pay the bills. And if he can't throw the pipe, he got to at least be able to pay the bills. If he can't pay the bills, let him throw the pipe. And so what I see a lot of women do these days is try to detach themselves and become very, what's the word I'm looking for? They try to become very transactional in relationships where they typically struggle with.
They're sexually
that. They do really bad at it. Sexually,
sexual transactions.
And they give of themselves for whatever
your sound
material benefit that they receive. And I see all types of women go against my sound off.
Yeah, you're having some technical difficulties over there. You're
you
frozen.
can't hear me?
I can hear you, but it's it goes in and out. I can hear you, but you go in and out.
Okay, I'm frozen. Oh,
you're frozen on the screen. Yes.
Okay. So
there you go.
Okay. So yeah, so a lot of women have these fantasies as well. And
I think that this is society we're living in, though, too, Doc. Is we live in everything that we're doing is a transaction. From marriage, even marriage is a transaction. Going to church, it's a transaction in church. We're going to school. There's transactions in everything that we do, and I think we apply it to relationships. We relate with transactions. As you see, there's the requirements to either take care of me or something sexual. So, and then we're so carnality, we're aggressive in our carnality these days. And so what we see is this societal breakdown of morals and values that we do have in this society that's very, very competitive. Men and women are competing in relationships also. Who's making the most money, who looks the best, all of these competitions within the relationship, and then the sexual transaction part of it. And then as they start procreating, then if you're not doing it, I can go and do this transaction with someone else. No one is using, their emotional intelligence is so low, there's no actual connection. The connection is either sexually or what you could do for me. Yeah. And that's the problem. And we see this breakdown in family.
Yeah, and it's very delusional. I am saying that lots of our sisters are very delusional, and they intentionally delude themselves because they are looking. I mean, I literally have conversations with sisters. They all think they're gonna get a 6-figure man. I mean, they think every. I've talked to some sisters. They'll come in here and they'll tell me the guys they're dating are millionaires. I'm like, how many millionaires do they have in the world? I don't know. I've been in business for a long time. I mean, you might be grossing $1 million. You might gross $1 million. You know what I mean? But you might not be netting $1 million.
And your bag is not $1 million.
And they, in talking about a bag, they tend to always talk about the bags that they buy them and how we went on these dates and how we went to these $500, $1,000 a night dinners. Like, I'm like, so what are you eating and what restaurant are you talking about? I'm like, so like, and then I ask, who can afford that? What? And they say, well, yeah, he can afford that. I'm like, so who can afford that? Like, I'm saying literally, like, I'm a person, I've made all types of money in my life, and I know if you keep spending $500 a night on a dinner, I don't know how long you're going to keep that money. And I'm saying even celebrities, quote unquote, like, I mean, not all celebrities aren't equal, financially equal. And I even counsel celebrities and pro football players to be a matter of fact, they have so much of variance in their income that those who aren't at the top have to still live. When they go out, they still got to party like the ones who are at the top. The ones who making $20 million a year are hanging with the ones who making $800,000 a year, and the ones with $800,000 a year have to watch their pockets. They live in an apartment somewhere over. And I mean, because in there. So what I'm saying is, we really don't know how fast money can go, and we live very deluded. And I'm talking about sisters, and the brothers are taking advantage of that because they also know. I'm wondering, what are the ages of these people, and what are the ages of the women they're dating?
Well, as we can see, Nick and Kim, these are 40-year-olds. Boosie, Future, these ain't young kids. Trumpy. Listen, Trumpy has like a 19-year-old.
They're 40.
Huh?
Are they dating women in their 20s, or are they dating women their age? 19?
I'm not sure. Well, it's women in childbearing age.
So they're dating women that's younger than them.
Most likely. That's what
they're dating women that's younger.
Yeah, men who don't have control of themselves, of course, they have to go with those type of women. Yep.
Hey, Queen, you want me to go out and come back in and you just flow for a minute so I can get this sound right? Is it that distracting?
It's distracting. Yeah, let me talk to the people. Come back now, because you know they want to see
Yeah,
you,
no,
baby.
I put the link in the post. I put the
Monica
link.
Cooper's here.
So tell somebody to come up on the stage while while I get this together.
Monica, I'm gonna send you the link. You said you want to come in. Let's talk about it, sis. I'm gonna send you the link via text. Okay. If you want to go out. But guys, Di is really having some sound issues. So we want to fix that because this is gonna be explosive. We coming tonight. So what y'all think? All right. So we got on the fly. This, at first, if you wasn't here, I want you to understand that this is not an attack on Black men. There will never be an attack on Black men. We love Black men. My partner's a Black man. What we're talking about is behaviors, and this behavior happens in every community. Let's not be clear. We got Muskie, we got Trumpy. We can go from community to
Hey,
community.
Queen, I'm not back yet. This is my backup computer, but
Okay,
I'm
but this is
logging back in though.
no problem. This is our community. You sound better. This is our community and how to make our community flow better. Our families have a more viable future. We got to look at our behaviors, and if our Black men are displaying behaviors that are not benefiting to the culture, we got to talk about that thing. And so this is not our conversation. This is a conversation that is blowing up the internet. You know, these men. We got Cam. Cam got 8 kids, 3 mothers. Nick got 12 kids, 6 mothers. Future got 7 kids, 7 mothers. Boosie got, I think, 8 kids, 6 mothers. Trumpy got 5 kids, 3 mothers. Muskie got, I can keep going on and on and on and on and on. So these men, these powerful men, and not only powerful, men who don't have power and don't have money is doing this too. How about that? So this is not something new. I'm gonna bring Monica on while you get yourself together. I'm gonna take you off camera while you do your thing. Okay. All right. Cool.
Hey, yeah, just real briefly, man. I done had a long day. I really intended just to listen. I really enjoyed. I enjoy listening to the good doctor. Yeah, I like y'all energy. I like y'all vibe. So whenever I know you guys are on, I got a minute. I'm definitely going to be tuning in. But
That's
I guess
every Thursday at 9 o'clock, guys. Every Thursday at 9. So come through, Monica. So tell
yeah,
us about.
this is it's a really good topic.
Mm-hmm.
It really is, especially when you think about because in right now and in the past, I guess maybe decade, there's been like when it comes to children, the mothers have always been the one to be like, well, she's responsible for having 8 children. But what about the man? Do you expect for the woman to get her tubes tied? You expect for the woman to be the one who's responsible. It takes 2 to make a baby. But it seems that when it comes to, a whole bunch of children, whether it's a woman, if it's a man, the man can have 15 children. They won't look at the man as to why you running around making all these babies. They would look at the woman and say, well, you knew he had 8 kids or you knew he had 9 kids. So I think it really is a great idea to look at the responsibility of 2 human beings when it comes to children and when it comes to making families and making a home. Because that interview with Cam Newton really kicked it off. I mean, he really, exposed some things.
Yeah.
He exposed some things when it comes to men and their responsibility. Even if you're a rich man, a man with a meager means or little means, where does the man take responsibility for making all these children and leaving them without a father? So I just wanted to mention that and come on and just just for a second when the doctor gets ready, I'm a fall back because I really like listen to him. Because
All right, stay right there for a minute, though.
all the stuff he be saying, I don't be agreeing. Sometimes
Oh
that
Lord,
chat be lit up, but I really
it
love
usually gets
listening
out.
to him, because he makes a lot of sense. And one thing I know is that we don't always have to agree. You know what I'm saying? In order to vibe with one another. So I really appreciate the good doctor. I appreciate you, sister.
All right, Coop. Let me say something for a minute, because you're so right. When the men has a responsibility, but women do too, because it takes two to tango. But we
Mm-hmm.
look at like Erica Badu. She had kids with three different men, and they was talking about dragging her as a woman who has the means, and most of her kids are with men who have means, and they spoke about her in a different way. When we see the men, they speak about them as is powerful, that he can do that because he's a man. He can spend time with all his kids. He can afford to take care of kids. It's the same thing she can do. But they were in the house with her. These men do not they're not in the house with all of these children, even though she should be with men that are going to be in the house with her too. But that might not happen for everyone. But the response, this carnality without checking how we're affecting children, to me, is the issue. We as grown-ups can do anything, but children need full lives. And if you start them at a deficit, what do you expect? That's just how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Da?
Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay. Greetings. Do I sound better?
You do.
Okay. Anytime I sound horrible, don't have to stomach it. Just say get out of here. Just leave and come back. See, that's the problem. The sisters are letting the brothers stay in too long.
Oh no, you didn't.
You're supposed to just kick me out. Get out, Sister
Pull
Monica.
out.
Thanks for coming on. Sister Monica said she appreciate listening to the good doctor, but she don't agree with everything. Let's talk about what you don't agree with, Sister Monica. Thanks for joining in. I like to hear those things. I might not agree with myself either when you talk to me. So just go ahead and share it. I'm good with all of that. But
But this topic is lighting up the internet. It is literally have people reflecting, and black men are weighing in. I've never seen as many black men
what are
weigh
my
into a
brothers?
conversation.
What are my brothers saying, Sister Queen? What are they saying?
I sent you a clip of a lot of things they're saying.
I
They
know you sent me that. Don't keep telling people
no,
you
I'm
sent me a
saying
clip
if
I
you
couldn't
want
watch. I couldn't do it.
to.
No, I'm sorry, family. Look, Queen. I told Queen I started back to work. I did too. Look, I'm like, you see that? See how they do? I said, Queen. I was off during the summer. Now I see clients. Look, I see clients straight, 6 to 8 clients straight back to back. And then I was teaching that boy yesterday. It was really powerful class. I'll have to talk about that. Maybe we can get out some of my class students on here. But nonetheless, I couldn't watch it. But I'm just wondering, what are the brothers saying, and what are the sisters saying? What are the streets saying?
Well, Monica said some of what the streets are saying. The brothers are agreeing a lot with Joy. I mean, not Joy, excuse me, Cheyenne Bryant, Dr. Bryant. They are agreeing a lot with her.
Okay.
The older men, I saw some older men speaking about it, and they were like, them heifers is hot. It amazes me, like generations of how men approach some of these, these angles. The older men are saying, well, he taking care of his children, and it's them heifers who letting them do it. And then you hear I hear some younger men, and I would say from 40 on down, they agree that this behavior it's toxic. It is a low functioning behavior. I don't see a lot of men being like, oh no, she did wrong. They might don't like it and feel uncomfortable, but I think they agree with it. What you think, Coop?
Well, one of the things I think is it is a generational thing because when as far back as I can remember, almost like in Islam, as long as a man can afford to take care of that one woman or those 3 women, and he's allowed to have more than one wife. But Islam aside, my grandfather, he dated Miss Sarah for right around the corner. Him and Miss Sarah used to go together
Ooh,
for I know
oh
at
my
least
God.
50 years. For at least 50 years, him and my grandmother was married for about 65 years or whatever. They've been together 65, something like that. My grandfather
Mm-hmm.
passed away, a few years ago, but everybody knew that he would go around Miss Sarah's house and drink with her on his payday and do whatever. My grandmother knew it. So if we think about back in the day, men had more than one. They would have a whole damn family.
You're right.
You live on Riggs Avenue and right on Stockton Street or Calhoun Street. Your father or grandfather have a whole another family that they had. And I don't know if that was because of financially how difficult it was for the Black family. And because the man, if he could afford to help take care of another family, then that was kind of permissible. And the women would accept it. Because if he taking care of your kids, taking care of this household, then women would not say much about it. So men having a lot of children just seem like it's something that's been in our culture for a minute now.
Yeah, and I think you said the key word that I was thinking about, and it's culture. And you also mentioned Islam, which in that when you have multiple women, even if you decide to have multiple women, there's some culture there. Even grandpa and them, I could say that's part of the culture, but you know, I would say it was a poor. It was part of the culture, but when I look at even these brothers here, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that culture with grandpa and them, but I struggle even more with people today that that are doing these things and lack all culture. There's no culture to this, no rhyme, there's no reason. And the other thing is, then we have this idea of polygamy and so on and so forth. What we have is people with money who have been traumatized in their lives that are making a muck out here in these streets. We have people, again, who think that they are somehow brilliant, more intelligent, more intellectual, more knowledgeable, that's the word I'm looking for, more wise even, than they truly are because they made a few bucks, because they made a few turns. And they feel like no one can tell them much anything. But you said Cam Newton sounded like she got through to him.
I think he got rocked. He thought that he was sounding like a bad boy, a hot boy. And she said, "No, sir." Sat down. Let me tell you the truth. That you're not a hot boy. You're actually a selfish kid.
Absolutely.
And I don't think that he thought that to its core, that really his trauma is based in selfishness, is based in his power, and his ability to control the situation is more important than anything. And
yes,
I don't think it's been broken down to him like that, and in a true lot, in a way where he could understand. I think he really. What did you think, Coop? I think he really got it.
Yeah. I think what all of the attention is gone to is not only the essence of the conversation, but the way that it transpired. You know, it kind of remind you, the conversation kind of remind you of a young person that's just learning how to read, and they get a hold of a Sigmund Freud book, or they get a hold of a Carl Jung book, or they start, when you're fresh in college, right? And they give you the intro to psychology, or intro to cognitive therapy. Next thing you know, everybody's a god doggone theorist. Everybody like to philosophize and epitomize. And they start using all of these terms, and they start using all of these words, and they think it make them look fancy, they think it make them look cool. They've added a few words to their vocabulary, and I think that's what he got snagged on. I think he got snagged with a whole bunch of fluff, a whole bunch of a conversation that he wanted to go into that really showed how immature he was. So I think that's what really brought attention to him and some of those podcasts that those celebrities be hosting, and how phony they can be, and how inauthentic it can be. You know what I mean? So I think that's really the underlying story is how she really allowed him to talk. Yeah, because this, that, and the third, and the da. And all he did was expose himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what it. I think that's what it really is. She really rocked him, and it was in a gentle, loving way, just like she said.
Very respectful. She
But
respectfully.
he definitely got exposed.
He got exposed because he said to her, Dr. Joy, I'm gonna take what you say. I'm gonna take my time, and this is to get married. So he was, at the beginning, he thought he was saying something. Dr. Joy, I'm gonna do exactly what you said. Take my time. And she said, you're not taking your time. You're actually very active. You're procreating all over the place. So you're taking your time
creating and multiplying.
Okay, you gonna play that?
Oh man, I'm Dr. Joy's she's
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, she's also a celebrity. I see herself.
You crazy.
Who's is she on his show?
She's on his show. She's on his show. But you know what I didn't realize that no one did? Is she was sitting up there with her nails and her breast was exposed. She's my sister. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She's my sister. But no one attacked her about how she presented because her analysis was so spot on. Mm-hmm. It was so professional that you forgot that she had her knockers out. Am I right?
That's the first thing I saw.
I'm being honest. It's my sister. Nobody talked about her and her knockers and her nails.
Well, let's look at it now. Let's talk about it now, because before I looked up, I just quickly saw it. I didn't even hear it yet, and I didn't call them knockers, but I said she's a celebrity. I see.
But I'm just saying that is not usually the conversation switches to how the women, how they present themselves. She was looking this and she was looking that, and not really talking about the content of what was coming out of her mouth. That's all right.
Let me see if I can focus on the content.
Okay, let's look at the content. Let's go.
No, I said let me see if I can focus on the content.
Whatever.
No,
go ahead, play it.
Said Dr. Bryant.
It's 5 minutes.
You said it. I didn't say it. I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, and disclaimer, the kids are innocent. They are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time.
I'm not married. I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God by your wife. I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Bryant, you said it. I didn't say it. I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking.
All right.
So
that's all you need to see.
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't know who Cam Newton is, to be honest with you. I've heard his name before.
He's a quarterback. He's an ex-quarterback.
Yeah, I do
I
know
love
at
a
least.
quarterback too.
I do know that part. Some years ago, I think he played for the Panthers or something like that. Some years ago.
Yes.
I do remember he was really popular for some reason. Was it the Super Bowl?
Well, because he's big, he's strong, and he can run.
Well, no, it was something. It was some reason why he was popular. It was some reason why he was.
I think he's been a controversial figure. Not only was he a good quarterback, but he has been caught up in some situations
that could be
throughout his career. About 6 months ago, he got into this major fight at a camp that he was given for young kids. He got into this fist fight. So he gives back. He really is a great guy, a guy from the street, a guy that still, got some street in him. He got a few dollars. And throughout his career, he's been in and out of controversial situations of a few. You know what I'm saying? So his popularity is not only on the field, but some of his antics off the field.
Yeah.
And some of the things that happen off the field,
Yeah. I think I may have heard about some of the controversy. Thank you. And because I mean, there's lots of real popular quarterbacks. I don't know any of them hardly, to be honest.
Yeah,
with
he's
you.
a popular guy. He's a popular quarterback.
Yeah, but I'll say this: I don't know popular quarterbacks. Only one I know for real, because I'm in Baltimore. What's his name?
You don't even know his name. Jesus.
Jamal Lewis. Hold up, not Jamal. What's the
Lewis
guy's
is a
name?
running back.
Number 8. What's his name?
Lamar
Jackson. Okay, gotcha.
There you go.
Right, and I know he's really popular. Now, for guys, really just for guys' name, I know I could recall it another day. But what I'm trying to say is this: I be honest with you, when I see him sit up there with that hat,
and he wears hats.
Okay,
that's his thing.
And if he's wearing hats, there's something about attention that this guy needs.
I think one time he wore a skirt too.
Huh?
I think he wore a skirt one time too.
I'm sorry, say it again.
He don't wear all the hats he should wear. He don't wear all the hats. He should wear a hat.
What did Monica say?
Oh no, I think a time or two that he was they photographed him in a skirt a couple of times with pleats in it and everything. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he likes attention, it seems, from this clip. And then again, this is a very, very, and I think that Monica broke it down really well. She said that he was like someone who learned a few words and in psychology 50, not 101.
Epitomize and philosophize.
And he, but also there was this grandiosity that I saw here. And for him to be a football player who had a lot of attention, who is very popular, like you said, why is he in such great need for more attention?
Yeah.
That's what I saw in a 2-second, 50-second clip. To me, that shows that there is something that is not fulfilled, and he's trying to find himself. He's trying to heal the little boy inside of him between women's legs. And maybe there's something about implanting seeds in women and having children and procreating and all that to make him feel even more powerful. I don't know him personally, but what I'm saying is he might be a good guy. He might be giving back. But and this is just, I don't have a lot of footage. This is off of this little clip, but this very small clip, I saw someone who needs a lot of attention and would hurt people in the process. Because he said something like, my fear for divorce. Marriage.
Divorce is the fear of divorce is greater than his will to marry.
Yeah. So again, that speaks to what I'm speaking about too. So there's a
very
fear
crazy
of a
statement.
No. It's like there's a fear of abandonment there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So he's being right. He's being outright about that. But again, that shows you that trauma that little boy has that came out in that film when he thought he was philosophizing and flexing. Hold up, JT, write that. When he thought he was philosophizing and flexing, and with the little funny hat on and all of that, and she sat there just as put together, and she dropped some bombs on him,
Real bombs. You only heard some of them.
I could focus on her words. By the way, I focused on her words.
Well, JG said she could be his therapist. I couldn't concentrate.
No, I had to tell sister sometimes, like, why did you come up in here like this? Do you want your therapist to be able to like not even focus like I can't focus if like I can't focus because the breasts are out on the table, but the fact that I have to now feel like I have to look up like this the whole session. It's like I don't want to be looking down because now I'm gonna think you think I'm looking at you, and now how can I do therapy? I can't look at but your neck up.
It's inappropriate. I think, but for some reason, she was able to.
She what you call it, asthmatized. She breastmatized him. He couldn't even look. She went in there and said, "I know this boy." And look, she's a therapist. She knows what she's doing. She knows she went in there. Everything's showing but the nipple. She said, "Oh, women got. I'm gonna show you how to work this power, women."
and be very intellectual in my
Intellectual
in my
with it.
pursuit. Yeah,
Absolutely.
she's intellectual with it, and it was so intellectual and so respectful to him that no one came for her knockers. It's the truth. No one came for her
Believe me,
presentation.
somebody came for him. I bet you when I start looking at videos and the clips and I start reading through the comments, the men gonna be like, "Damn, what did she say?" I guarantee you got the people out there, you know. But I get what you're saying. That
What she said made
But
sense.
she said it wasn't minimized, right? It wasn't diminished
Nope,
because
it
of
wasn't. Nope.
because how she's dressed.
Yes, I think being a quarterback and being he's actually a generational talent when he came into the league. Being as big as he is, as fast as he can run, and have the arm strength that he did have. He's had attention probably all of his life. Being a quarterback, you are the head of the team.
He needs
So
more.
I think this attention he's craved it all of his life, had it all of his life, and now he's not a quarterback anymore. He's just a regular citizen. He created Funky Fridays.
Okay, that's called. So he needs it, and so hence he's creating a new avenue to get what they call supply.
There you go.
So Queen, I tell you, you are a psychoanalysis. Not a psychoanalyst, a psychoanalyzer.
A psychoanalyst. Well, that's what it seems because of his whole. When you have the size and the ability to be athlete early and be a quarterback, a black male quarterback, you've been watched for a very long time in this society.
And it's true. Like, and I'll tell you I think your analysis is on. And I'll tell you this because I've counseled football players, right? Where they have always been at the top of their game until they got in the NFL and they fumbled a few balls. And they still great. And they know they're great. But things just didn't go quite that great on those Sundays that led them to become free agents and now traded to another team and to another team.
They didn't get to shine.
And now they're afraid that if they buy a house that they ain't gonna be able to keep it up because they're free agent. And now they about to think about being in a Canadian football team, or maybe should they go overseas? So all these things going, or should they play in the semi-pro or the other pro league that pays okay? You might not make millions, might make 100,000 or something like that or less. But nonetheless, yeah, it's real because they really struggle when they're no longer the center of attention, many of them. And they still have not grown up. In fact, they've been taken care of a lot. It's almost like my brother Sankofa tells me, because Sankofa played basketball at a high level. He spoke about how the basketball players were almost so, I don't want to say coddled, but they were, it was like almost being like taken care of like cattle in a sense. Like everything was done for.
Anything is because cattle is money. That's the problem in the society. So we see societal issues with these people too. Is you get traumatized in some way, you never heal that, and the society coddles you. You never know who you are because all throughout your life you've had these access. And that's what happens in sports because they see a way to make money from you early. So they're developing you and coddling you so that you can be that $1 million slave. And I like this Cal to us. She says he didn't learn much. He did this for clickbait. The person he spoke with also did an interview with Nick Cannon. They want them Shannon shot views. Callie to us, we played the Nick Cannon. That was a buffoonish type interview. But you're correct. They do want clickbait, but I think he was really serious about 8 kids. Did you see how he said, I want more kids? Like kids are just win. Like he just want God to give them to him. This is ridiculous.
Is that what he said? I want God to give them to me. He said something crazy. She said multiple women. He said, I just want God to give it. And he looked in the air like it was something that he craves. He said, I just want God to bring them, give them to me. I don't even take him serious. I think he's honestly, I don't give him the credit that you all give him. I think he's a problem just from the little clip I saw. I do. I think he's a problem from that little clip because no grown responsible man acts like that. And I guess this is when
that's
she
what
says
a lot of men are saying that he was very
low function. Low
Low
functionality, you said
functioning.
she calls it. I
She
agree.
calls it low functioning. In that same video, if you look, you let it go a little longer. She says he's low functioning. Why?
Yeah, I think it looped though. I think I don't have the same clip you sent me. This is probably something other clip. Yeah, I think it
Okay,
looped.
got it. Got it.
Yeah.
It looped. Okay. But she did say he's able to do a lot of the things. And she said this to Nick because they're hooking up with low functioning women.
Yeah. I feel like these are little boys who never grew up but became famous and got some dollars in their pocket to make it rain.
Mm.
You follow what I'm
But
saying
what are
here?
the But the children,
Do
when
you
we
follow what I
keep
mean
speaking
by
on these,
make it rain?
what you mean by make it rain?
They're making it rain all over the place. Okay,
Hmm.
if you if you got a couple dollars and you're doing pretty good. I mean, even if you're a business person or something, you got a couple dollars, you can make it rain at the strip club. You can make it rain across town. Or strip club, just put money out there. Have fun, however you want to, whatever you call fun. You can make it rain. So you're taking you know that people need money, so you utilize this resource that people need, and they will exploit themselves to get it. So this is what they're doing. They're taking advantage of people and exploiting people with their money and celebrity. And some people will say, well, it takes two to tangle. It does, but at the end of the day, it's still a traumatized person, I will call it, still exploiting another traumatized person. Or
That's so true. That I agree. I agree. You're saying all of it. I wanted to say something. Um, when I arrived at Morgan as a young person, and you make friends and you see how people react to other people. And I came from a two-parent home. I had a father and mother in my home. I was very blessed. But then I was able to identify folks who didn't. Some of my friends who didn't have fathers, how they acted, and some of the males who didn't have fathers. There is behaviors that happen to children that don't have the structure in their home that they need, and you see it manifest as they get older. Just like when you see PKs, they are, preacher kids. What they do when they leave the church, it's the same thing. The lack of development when you get to college. The girls who are out there with the boys, they usually don't have daddy. They didn't see their daddy at home. And the guys who are brutish, aggressive, and controlling didn't have daddies at home. And I'm not saying that's the.
and to keep it clean though, a lot of the men
Mm-hmm.
have mommy issues.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
true.
and the research
Because
supports that.
mothers, yeah, mothers have a problem raising men. That's very true. And so what we see is that development. It is you can develop without anything. You can develop without parents, but having parents, and especially having a home, puts you in a better situation, I think, to win. And not everybody came from two-parent homes are perfect. I'm not saying that. I'm saying though, if you intentionally flower the earth, then ain't enough bees to pollinate. Damn it, that's what I'm saying. And I think they're intentionally procreating because they can, but they really can't have the relationships they want with it. You cannot have 8 kids and 3 baby mothers and say your children are getting all of you.
They're going to
You
be
can't have 12 kids and 6 women and then tell me your children are getting everything for you. And you're on TV every minute acting like a child.
well. Even if the problem is this, even if they were in a relationship, these brothers would still be problematic.
Mm, because of them, they have issues.
Yeah, they will
Wow.
still be. And part of the reason why they're not in a relationship because they can afford to just go around and what did you call it? Pollinate the flowers.
They can flower the world.
Yeah, they can flower the
Yeah.
world. So I mean, they are trying to compensate for their hurt and pain. That's
Yeah.
my analysis off this quick. I could be wrong, but this is from
I
what
think
I
you're correct.
see off of these quick clips. I see young boys in bodies that look like men.
Mm.
I see people who call themselves I don't know if they're millionaires or 1,000 million. I mean I know you're gonna say million, but the facts is that everything don't look like it truly is. When you really look at things, Puff Daddy's supposed to be a million, quadruple own everything and don't own nothing. But what I'm
And he's
saying,
another one. He's
yeah,
another
yeah,
flower. Children everywhere. Same thing.
he's another whore.
Yep. You better
Okay,
say it.
so
H-O.
yeah, so
Ho.
they yeah, you know, so and I'm saying that in love, because they can't control themselves, and the worst thing they could get is when that little male trauma meets money, riches, influence. They never grew up. They've at a young age experiencing money in ways that their brains and maturity levels couldn't keep up with. And when you make more money than people that's older than you and wiser than you, begin to believe that you're wiser than them.
Ooh.
I'm telling you this. You believe that to some degree. You just have to be really humble. I'm saying I was young and made money, and although I never was a crazy guy and I had respect, but there's something in you that makes you believe that you are wiser. That's why I made this money. I made this money. I'm wiser. And just think about it. They've been doing this, and they've been doing it for a long time. I don't think they had to ever develop. Look at Nick Cannon. Who is he? He's a caricature. He is a character. Let me say that.
Yeah.
He is. What is he? A gypsy? What is he? A Hebrew Israelite? What is he?
I don't know. He wraps himself up sometimes. I don't think he has
Yeah.
religious affiliation. I think he just likes how it looks.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He looks like most people who want to put you in a trance. This brother has a hat on. What is this hat? What is this thing on his hat? What is that?
Now that's his dreads. That's an opening for his dreads.
A tarantula. Okay.
That's his dreads in there.
Yeah. So that's his dread. His locks peeking out to say hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Look at me. Hi.
But he's a hat guy. He wear all these funny hats.
Yeah. I need attention, and I'm going to trance you with these hats, and I'm going to sit back and laugh like someone that needs some help. I can't remember what he was laughing at. I just know it wasn't appropriate.
That was Nick.
Both.
Nick was, yeah, they both were inappropriate. But you see that they take this very lightly, and that within their selfishness, they're not fully looking at empathetic to their own children or the women. And they don't have full connection with women or children. They just have connection with themselves.
How do you know they don't? Let me ask you this. So give me more information on why you say they don't have connection with their children. JT Facts is right, by the way. He said, look, this is probably where I know him from. He lost. He was in the Super Bowl. He lost.
He was in the Super Bowl, but he lost.
Yeah. That's where I remember. That's where I know him from. Because I think he was playing some other team, and was it 2 black coaches or something at that time, something like that. But yeah, that's what I remember.
And he lost badly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And they expected to do better, but he didn't do well. But when I say he doesn't connect, I'm saying that a man can. I'm not saying men won't have out children, or they won't have children outside their marriage, or they won't marry. But when you convince yourself that you can have 8 kids with 3 different women, and you look in the air and say, God, I just want more, you're a predator at some point.
But listen to the
you're preying on women, and you don't have empathy and connection to your children's full life, because they can't be full with this type of behavior.
It was very. Can I just put it up again?
Pray it again, bruh.
You would say it, Dr. Bryant. You said it. I didn't say it. I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, in disclaimer, the kids are innocent. They are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time.
I'm not married. I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how many
It's just
women?
Luke.
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I
I'm
just
just saying,
want
or by
God
your
to bring
wife?
him. I just want God to bring him.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Bryant, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
Yeah, he's a special brother. I just want God to bring them. You like
And look, you got to look up in the air.
yeah,
like God is gonna.
yeah, to me, see, that's a joke, and I wouldn't trust him.
He's playing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it shows something about his personality. I won't go any further than that. Hold up. Did anyone notice a slight hair adjustment that refocuses the eye on her attributes? Oh, okay. Well, someone got. I told you there was a hypnotization
He already
going
said
on.
he would be. Yeah, that's JT. But
A hypnotization.
She is showing her body, but I think her analysis killed even with how she presented herself. I don't think many people are talking about it, but I really think that Cam outshined her this time. Sister Kid said Nick is definitely a predator, and he's clear on it. Cam, on the other hand, is batshit crazy.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree, sis. You're correct. Oh man, but unfortunately, we might say they're batshit crazy, but women are bringing children in this world. They are fathers, and they might be good fathers. I can't say, but the behavior is not good behavior. That's what I will say. And if you're on Facebook, we're coming out of Facebook, so come on YouTube, guys. We're ending the stream on Facebook.
Yeah, I agree. With the someone said somebody. Yeah, that brother has some issues from what I can see, and what I mean by that is it seems like there's some developmental growth that needs to take place that probably won't happen.
Won't happen. No, I don't. The problem is why it won't happen is because he has access. He has the name. He's rich. There's women waiting for his intention, and that's
we will
why
support it. We will support it.
And we will support it.
We will
it seems
support
like
it.
men without money, men with money can they can have no values, no morals, and it's okay.
That is it, because we begin to say, why does he have to listen to anyone? Because he has the power, the control, the influence. He can take care of them. In fact, is he really taking care of them, or is he abusing them? I don't know.
Ooh.
I mean, lots of abusers take care of their wives and children financially. I'm saying in individual old back in the day families to modern families, they went to work. They had the good jobs, and they took care of everything. And part of it is, even people I know today, they want their women to stay at home, and they want to be the breadwinner. They want to be what they call the leader, because they want the woman to follow them and shut up.
Whoa.
Some people say we don't agree. I don't want to talk unless we parallel.
Whoa.
Horizontal, I mean.
Horizontal.
Yes.
Yes, we getting it. Monica came back. All right, sis. Come on
man. You guys said something that made me want to just jump back in. And one of the things that I thought about was, again, thinking about hundreds and hundreds of years of trauma when it comes to males. Like, some men really will go and donate sperm to a sperm bank because they have something in their mind that says that my seed should be planted and just spread it all over the place. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's a sickness. It's a sickness where men, like, I think I saw someone on television where this one man had like a damn 1,000 children. That's how many artificial inseminations that had taken place with his sperm. He had an awful lot of children. And it is I don't know, I think it borderlines something mental when a man look at it as if he is divinely here to just make 1,000 babies or whatever. But I think that conversation about men and having a lot of children and men with that type of issue tend to be abusers because they do look at women as if you should be barefoot and pregnant. In other words, when I say you stay in the house, I go out and do what I want to do, and that's it. And if there's any back talk or any lip, then we have ourselves a problem. But I think guys like that just really should look at historically what it was like to be a buck and for the master to tell you to go in there with this woman and make another slave. And then you will have to go and make another slave. And you have to go and make another slave. And at some point, maybe their ego start to get to them when you look around and say, all these children is mine. Maybe something gets involved with the ego that says that by me doing this, it makes me a great man. Maybe there's an insecurity there that cause them to think that your procreation makes you this greater than or larger than life kind of person or individual. That's all I want to say, guys.
You're muted, Da. Thanks, Monica. That's big. Go ahead, Da.
Because God said to go forth, what did it say? Be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. You saw he looked up at God like he was going somewhere. He closed his eyes, like having babies is his thing.
I mean, to be honest with you, it almost looks very like some
It's
people can be
sick.
very. If you want to ask a question, like some people could be very good cult leaders. And what
Ooh,
I'm seeing in these clips that if they probably do have cults, by the way. I'm
ooh.
not sure. I'm not sure. That's just I'm saying they could be
You know,
from the
called
little
them
clip
cult
I
leaders.
saw. I mean, just think about it. R. Kelly was a cult leader.
Ooh,
Puff
speak
Daddy
on
is a
it.
cult. Puff Daddy's a cult leader.
Dennis.
African Bambaataa is a cult leader.
Oh, you calling them out tonight. Let's go.
Um,
Let's go.
there's lots of cult leaders. You
Trumpy.
understand? Trump is a cultist. He's a super cult leader. He's such a great cult leader that there's cults made around him that he didn't even create. Literally,
Bad
they
man,
think
ain't
and he knows it. I mean, it's kind of like Haile Selassie, to be honest with you, to a degree. And I'm not, my Rasta brothers don't get mad at me because I
he? Yeah,
respect the
don't
whole
you going
Haile
to
Selassie
Ethiopia
thing.
now. Yeah,
But
you
Haile
fighting
Selassie
now.
said, Haile Selassie said, I'm not your God. I mean, but okay, I'm honored, but Trump is intentionally a cult figure,
But we
you
see
know.
how power kind of lies in this. I love Elijah Muhammad. I mean, his power with women and controlling women becomes this sexual movement in most powerful men and powerless men. It's a problem, and it's a lack of self-control and self-discipline. And the carnality we're seeing is predatory, and we're teaching children, we're teaching young boys. We look at
Mm,
we're teaching girls, Offset and Cardi B. We could go to those two. I mean, the things that's going on between them two and the amount of kids he has. This is over and over and over, and he had kids before he was rich. So this is a problem, and it's pervasive. My cousin had 10 children and counting and did not have the financial means like I can. Now, because my cousin got murdered, we, the family, is stepping up to care for his children. Sister A, that's a shame. Woo! You hear that?
yeah, no, I think it's beautiful. One thing is beautiful, and one part, it's beautiful that the family's stepping up, right?
Yeah, that's the beautiful part.
I think that the unfortunate piece is that he was murdered,
Yep,
and that his children no longer have him, whether or not he was going to be in their lives or not.
absolutely.
There would have been a possibility if he wasn't murdered.
Yep.
I
Mm.
also think that, again, as we started off earlier, there's various reasons why people are attracted to certain figures. You can be a very strong personality,
Mhm.
and if you don't have money, you can have influence in other ways.
Charisma. It's a
And
lot of things, but
yeah, and lots of these women, because I was in the Staples the other day. I went to Staples, and it was very interesting. One of the guy said, "Can you? We have a question. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but we're taking like a little. We're questioning people's stuff." And he said, "Well, what do you think about?" He said, "You don't have to answer if you don't want." He said, "But we're doing something back here. It's the copy center." And he was like, "What are your thoughts about what's prenups, prenuptials?" And I was like, huh? What? But if you see a lot of the brothers, literally the younger brothers, which different than what you shared today. A lot of them are talking about prenuptial agreements and all these type of things because they don't want women to take them off and all of this and all of that. And when this social media culture is creating some interesting disorders. And people who don't even have a dollar, what they say, a pot to piss in a window to throw it out, are talking about prenuptials. And two, the fact that, me and even the older brothers were saying, well, why would I get why would I want a prenuptial agreement? Like, I literally, like, why would I even want one? Like, my wife, and I don't see... First of all, I want my wife to get something. Like, if me and my wife broke up or something happened to us, literally, I would never want to see this lady struggling. Never, ever. I might have to get over my hurt for whatever reason why we broke up, but no, I would never want to see her not get anything out of our marriage or vice versa. But anyway, I think there's a little bit more complex than that, but I see what you got for me, Queen.
Well, you're right. I saw this today where Judge Mathis and his wife, these divorcing, and the guy was talking on the phone. He was saying, you even get a prenup when you don't have anything. They've been married for 30-something years. So he's saying when they first met, before he was even a lawyer, not even a judge yet, a lawyer, that he should have enough forethought, because this is what we see: property and the things and all of these things and materialism and money. It's so important that we have to look at that first, and then we look at the connection. I don't know if that makes sense. I think if you love someone, whatever you have, it really don't matter. Why are you going into marriage? Why do you want to be one and then have agreements? I don't have a problem with prenups because I want my own stuff, but I'm just saying, I don't get why we worry about such trivial things.
Well, I feel like prenups, whatever you call it, they are okay.
They're precursor. They're precursor though to okay, I can break up because I got my stuff.
Right. And the brother was like, I want to decide how much I give her. Why am I hearing myself back? I want to decide how much I give her. And wow, why am I hearing this? Is it?
I think you got something, one of your computers running. You got to mute.
Testing.
I'll take one out. But my sister Kissy said Future too. And we talked about Future. Future has 7 baby mothers with 7 women. 7 kids with 7 women. So Future too. There was a reel I watched today where the man literally had a little over 100 kids. Some of them were in the comments talking about the closeness of the family, and I don't believe it though. How do you have 100 kids? I can see them being close because there's so many of them. But why? I think we should flower the earth. The earth needs people, but 100 kids.
100 children. They say how? They could be close. But this is probably.
I could believe that. 33 close, 22 over here close. It's a lot of them. 14 close over here. 33 close over there. They're still only in 40. 27 close over there. So they're just as close. There's so many of them. It's nonsensical. This is just out of control behavior.
And they're probably the outlier,
of this argument, yes.
Yeah, it's probably not what's typically happening when you have that type of thing going on. I'm assuming that was it Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or whoever? Who was it? Not Kareem. It was What was it? Irvin Matt? No, it was the Dr. J. Who had supposedly had all these children. I'm wondering how many of them know each other. I mean, this is not new.
This ain't new business. Nah.
You know, this is not new. But my thoughts about prenuptial agreements is this though. I lost it when the thing happened. I had it and I wanted to get back to it, but it lost. But anyway, Queen, how long are we going tonight?
We're not going long. We're at 1 hour and 30. The link is in the chat, guys. If somebody wants to come up and give their last thought or jump in with Dr. Dora quick. But what's your thought? High functioning men are high functional people, because it's not just men. Women are rolling with these men and they just as low functioning and high function. What do you think about this high function, low function talk? JT said that explains autism, high functioning and low. That's an autistic referral. So what are you thinking about how we're labeling behavior now? Because this is Dr. Cheyenne's thing, high functioning and low functioning. What do you think about that?
I get what she's saying. I don't even think that's a new term.
Okay.
Him or her said. Now I'm reflecting on it. I know what earlier I started off, but it did kind of, well, how y'all say it, it was giving Kevin Samuels at first when I first heard it.
But Kevin Samuels is disrespectful. He's nasty.
Yeah. I don't know the sister. What I heard her say, I think she was really right on. From the little assessment that I did hear her put out there. There's something about this whole thing that doesn't sit right with me, to be honest with you. I don't know what it is. If you just want to really hear, I don't even know. I'm curious about finding out more about her, even, to be honest.
Why? Because how she presented herself?
I don't know. Something doesn't smell right. Why are you going? Why are we letting people come on our show and just read us like this?
No, they have a long conversation. Remember that this is part of a long conversation. Yeah, these are only clips. I think she was with Kim for an hour and a half or something. They were together a minute.
The dress wasn't that bad. I mean, I've seen it. It's like she's probably dressed like that from what I'm assessing. Okay.
She's a celebrity girl too, she's a celebrity too.
Well, I'm taking her this is what she puts on when she's going in front of the camera. Like, okay, I'm probably not going to be dressing like this when I'm in therapy session with you. Okay, I'm assuming that.
I think this was an entertainment move, and it became a therapeutic session. It wasn't meant to.
Oh, she's an entertainer.
Well, she has shows. We read that she has shows. She has.
Okay.
So she's on TV. This is something I think she went to be interviewed, and let me see, Dr. Bryant. Let me put it up here for you. Dr. Bryant is the president of the NAACP Branch 1069, founder of Dr. Bryant Institute, founder of Dr. Bryant Foundation, author of award-winning readers' favorite 5-star mental detox.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not.
She also has a show.
Okay.
Renowned life coach, co-producer of MTV's nominated Best Unscripted Reality Show, Teen Mom.
Okay. I was about to use the word again. It's not giving me celebrity.
I think she's in those circles. She wouldn't be sitting there.
This part right
celebrity.
Here. This part is giving it to me. The co-producer, that type of thing.
Yes.
So yeah. So the word, I don't have a problem with low functionality, high functionality per se. I think she's coming. It sounds to me like she's coming from a different place than a Kevin Samuels with his high value BS. From what I've heard, I might, next week I might look her up a little bit more and come back with something else. I don't know. But from what I've heard, the sister seemed like she was right on.
I think so.
I feel like the brothers seem to be a bit childish. I'm trying to use words that aren't that are descriptive versus diagnostic. Yeah, a bit.
What all that mean? Here you go. Where's diagnostic? Here we go.
Just diagnosis,
Okay.
so rather descriptive and talk about behaviors versus labeling. They seem to be a bit, let's say, childish, grandiose.
I don't think a bit. Very childish and very grandiose and love attention. These are attention.
Yeah, and you would think
guys.
that like this is so different than. Let me give you an example of someone who's probably humble and truly humble, and is probably got more bread and more popularity, just because of his athletic skills as a black quarterback, and that would be what's the guy's name? Lamar Jackson.
Jackson, yeah.
Yeah,
who has no kids, by the way.
No, and then when you see him present himself, you see a humble person. I'm not sure how he looks in other settings, but from all the things I've seen, he seems to be a humble Southern brother that gets along with the young brothers even in Baltimore. That's funny. But what I'm saying is, there's other people who even can present themselves. He just seems genuine, to be honest with you. Yeah. And he has a lot
point where they say he's not marketable. That's why he doesn't have a lot of commercials and stuff, because he's not a flashy type guy. That's how genuine he comes across.
Yeah, and so marketability,
yeah,
is also a part of the problem that we find in our society. You market toxicity. And people who are likely to be more grandiose or more cult leader types, they're marketable. Trump is very marketable.
You have to have a level of charisma to bring people in. Yeah, you have to have a level of pull.
But you can have a level of charisma and also be a decent person.
But I'm just saying, a cult leader has to have that level. Kind of pull people in,
And charisma doesn't have to look so. Charisma can be played down even. You could be a monk and you will pull people in with your monk as a monk.
Your monkness.
Yeah, because actually it looks like it's played down, but the aesthetic is part of the pull too. You put the clothes on, you have one of your breasts out as a man, and you got the thing over your shoulder, and you're sitting Indian style. You're sitting South Asian style or American Indian style, or whatever Indian it is. You're just sitting like that. You had this special dot on your forehead. I'm not making fun of people's true culture. I'm talking about people who are misutilizing people's culture to become cult leaders. Okay, let me not get too far off, but nonetheless,
high functioning, low functioning, is that a problem in our society? And
I think
why do we see so many people working their low functioning self? Why are we seeing that?
Because they are victims of American culture.
A low functioning place where we live. Got to talk about that.
Right. Yeah. So I don't give them passes, but but the bigger problem is the society that they live in, the breed, and continues to breed these people. And these people aren't only in the football. As Kizzy was saying, my person didn't have a lot of money, but these people aren't necessarily only in these high places, or as high as these places. Then maybe not on the television and all. You find them very distraught, very distressed, trying to figure things out, unfaithful, and very looking for things outside of themselves to find healing. And that is what I'm hearing. And you see that in counseling rooms. And I don't want to be like beating up on them, because I work with people like this. And I truly am saddened by the trauma they've been through that created the little monsters in them, the little boys in them, the little stingy, selfish,
yeah,
boys and even girls that live in fantasy lands. It's just happened that these people have these fantasies and have money to act them out.
That's so true. Okay. That's the jewel from the doc. This is a great conversation. I think it's going to go on for a while because I think she was so sensical that men who usually throw it back to the women are agreeing with her. And I think that we have to have these type of conversations. There's no attack on Black men. I want to say that again. This is only trying to bring value to our community, the Black community. And if behaviors are being exhibited that are depreciating our families, our community, we got to speak on it. And so, listen, I love these brothers. I love the Cams and Nicks and Boosie and Future, but their behaviors are the problem. But it's not just Black men, so let's not get stuck there. We got a lot of other men doing the same thing. Men without power and men with power, and women who are allowing it. So, I think we're going to close it down tonight. This was a healthy conversation. Thanks to everyone in the chat who didn't hold back. We appreciate that. Coop for coming on with us tonight. And listen, Doc in the Box every Thursday, 9 p.m. You feeling inspired? Come on with us. We put the link in the chat. You can be our co-host. We have no problem with that. We'll be on next Thursday, busting through. I want to say, everyone, listen, peace and power to everyone.
To get your mind
we
back.
Out here.
Black and I'm proud. Black and I'm proud. When you claim you're Africanist, you're going to get your mind back. Black and I'm proud. Claim you're African. Black and I'm proud. I'm telling you. When you claim you're Africanist, you're going to get your mind back. Black and I'm proud. Claim you're African. Black and I'm proud. I'm telling you. When you claim you're Africanist, you're going to get your mind back. Black and I'm proud. Claim you're African. Black and I'm proud. I'm telling you. Become a part of it. Embrace it. 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 When you claim you're African, you're going to get your mind back. Black and I'm proud. Claim you're African. Black and I'm proud. I'm telling you. When you claim you're African, you're going to get your mind back. Black and I'm proud. Claim you're African. Black and I'm proud. I'm telling you.